What's going on, everybody? Jared Leon here with Pack-a-Punch Traders. Just want to make a quick trade recap from today and yesterday. Apologize, we haven't been making any video lessons. We've just been dealing with some things outside of the market, and it's actually been a nice little break from the market, and something we actually kind of needed. So, trying to get back into the swing of things, and going to start making some video lessons and posting on Twitter a little bit more. So just kind of dive into, I'm going to start with yesterday's trades. Really sloppy, kind of starting off the week, and definitely oversized. My plan kind of this week was, before I took my break from trading for a couple weeks, I was really consistent, and I wanted to kind of size up a little bit this week. Nothing crazy, but definitely size up, and either win or lose, good or bad day. To continue to just have confidence, trade when I see something setting up, not being afraid, taking a little bit of size, and trying to just stick to my plan. So we'll start with IINN from yesterday. We're looking at this day here. It gapped up a few days ago and was just failing to break down. And they had a first green day here and kind of was gapping up this morning or yesterday morning. So we'll take a look at that. So that's right here. So we were gapping up, and then we did nothing but fade into the market open. We did dip for the first minute and a half, and then we ripped right back up through open price. Some good strong volume, and I did take 500 shares here at like 242 on this dip, expecting some kind of higher lows to start forming, this open price to hold, and, just looking for that push back up into the 260s, 270s, 280 level, where the resistance is back here. And it could not bounce. Volume completely just died off, and I cut it right away at 237. So small loss there, very manageable. Then we're going to go into ITRM. Was the second stock that I was looking at. So this was just gapping up, had some resistance, you can see here in the mid 40s. And so I'm pretty sure this was a lower float. I think it was a lower float, lower market cap, trading insane volume. Let's dive into the intraday. So I was watching this, and also this was holding a breakout level. It's really important to show. I'm counting this day here as a breakout level. So over 26 or 27, it's kind of a key level. So in the morning, it was holding that very well, that breakout level, and that's what I was kind of just watching. A little premature on this one. I did take it at 32 when it was breaking through high of day. We had some nice volume coming in. I was expecting, a push back into pre-market highs around 36. That was kind of the goal for me, was just a quick play from around 32 to 36, and ended up just cutting it here. When I bought it here when it was breaking through high of day, perked through VWAP, and came right back down. I'm thinking, okay, higher low, we'll see. And it got stuffed here at VWAP once and then twice, and that's when I cut it. I didn't like that, topping action there at VWAP. And it did pull back and make a new low of day. But you can see the volume was very light, and it failed to break down. It held up, started making some higher lows, and we started to perk back through VWAP. And I was sitting there watching it with my finger on the trigger, ready to throw some size there at 32. And for some reason, just kind of decided not to. Decided to sit on my hands for whatever reason, even though I told myself to, be a little bit more aggressive this week. I sat on my hands and thought, well, I should be buying here, but let's just see if it's going to make the move that I want. And sure enough, it ripped right through pre-market highs and up into, the mid to high 40s, which was really nice. So I was really happy to see that. even here, when it held pre-market highs and made these higher lows from, the high 30s up into the mid 40s would have been a nice play as well. But for whatever reason, I sat on my hands. I ended up just taking a small loss on this. And so it is what it is. But ended up working out, to a T. And I wish I kind of just would have been a little bit more aggressive on it. The next one I want to go over is TBLT. And this is what ruined my whole day yesterday. Going to the 1 year. So it's a very crappy chart. You see it has this huge gap up day that finished red. It's done nothing but just downtrend. Each little pop that it has, each green day gets just sold into and does nothing but fade after. This was the second day here on volume where it gapped up. It had a spike, it gapped up around 3 and it spiked up to 4 before finishing red. And so yesterday when we were getting this gap up, I was expecting it to have some kind of squeeze. It's a low float, low market cap. I was expecting some kind of squeeze before it, shorts taking over and it just tanking. So it was consolidating here. Once it started to come back and get above VWAP here, I was looking for that high of day break to really push it back up to the low 3s. And because I missed, ITRM, I was throwing size in here. Took 1,000 shares and then ended up cutting it. Took another 1,000 shares, ended up cutting it. Instead of just being patient with, the first position I had, I was knowing I had bigger size, and every time it would look like it was going to fail and crack under VWAP, I kind of just got antsy and just cut it. And then when it would come right back and prove that it was holding, I'd get right back in. And it was this battle. And I did this 3 times and ended up losing $130 on this play overall before it ended up failing. So just really annoying. I should have had a starter. It's holding. Maybe add here. But even then, the volume, there's just not enough buying volume. You can see the selling volume kind of takes over here on this backside of this move when it's consolidating. You can see the front side here is pretty green, a lot of strong buying volume in here, and then you can see it instantly just turns over to a lot of selling volume, all this red, and just not enough buying to keep pushing it and holding it above VWAP and pushing it through high of day. Shorts just kind of took over. So really just kind of screwed myself and didn't really follow my rules. I need to still be patient, start off with a starter, and if it works in my favor, then add. But I shouldn't be just taking 1,000 shares, cutting it, 1,000 shares, and then cutting it. Take a starter, let it work itself out, and then I would have just cut it right away once it's failed, and it would have been nothing. But instead, I just started with big size and got chopped around too much and got emotional, and that's what really killed me and led me to having a bigger red day. So overall yesterday I lost $160. The first 2 trades was a $30 loss altogether, and then a $130 loss altogether on TBLT. So at the end of the day it was $160, which hurts. It sucks, but it is what it is, and you just got to learn from it. And that, today when I woke up, it was something I tried to learn from and tried not to make the same mistake. So today I traded BHAT. I saw it as a breakout play over 340, and I was really looking for it to test 380s. So it was gapping up in the morning, did nothing but fade, but then it really proved itself and failed to break down. Then once we were perking through VWAP and consolidating, shorts did take over, and this did nothing but fade again. But we ended up making higher low, putting in the bottom here to high 290s. Couldn't even come back down to low of day around 285. Very, very light volume midday. And then this starts to pick up. Still light volume, but we start uptrending and perking back through VWAP. So I was even thinking here could be an entry, but I was just patient. I let this come up and start testing that breakout level. So I did take a position in here, 342, and you know, I even a decent little win, and there's so much to improve on. So I took a position here, 342, ended up selling it all at 370, so like an 8% win. So I just took the move from here to here. I failed to watch that this, held that key level, made a higher low. This could have been another great entry in here. And then it did get the move that I wanted. We tested the 380s and broke out through that, and we tested we hit 410. Even though it did get stuffed at 4 and we slammed all the way back down, that was more of the move I was looking for, not just taking an 8% move. I was looking for that push into the 380s. I was looking for that full 10% that I know that we should be able to get. I'm happy with the move I got. I'm happy that I sold, but at the same time, I should have been watching this a little bit more closely. I should have been re-entering in here and selling into the push that was more ideal. So a lot to work on, but at least, a solid day, just 1 for 1 on the day. I didn't want to overtrade. Because I know I overtraded a lot yesterday, so I made back most of the money. Even though I'm not trying to think about money, but I want to have green weeks. So I know I'm down $20 on the week so far, and we still have another 3 days to go. So plenty of time left in this week. Just need to be very conservative and need to be very strict and control my emotions, and just trade to my plan, and it should be good. Not every day is going to be perfect, but as long as I'm learning and growing and just trying to get better every day and cutting out like the little things that I'm doing wrong and really try to improve on those things, I'm going to get better. And I can already feel it. I'm starting to get a little bit better. I just need to have a little bit more patience and a little bit more control with my position sizing, and when I should be adding, and just like in here, I should have been adding, and I should have been taking this move. So just little things I'm trying to work on, but that's basically it. That's the overall view of what I was kind of trading today and yesterday. I'm about to make my watch list here pretty soon, and then get to bed and get ready for tomorrow. So hope everybody enjoyed and understands, kind of what my thought process was and what I was kind of doing here and how I traded these. And once again, apologize for being MIA these past few weeks, but we're back. We're going to try to put out some more video lessons and some more material. So we will catch you guys tomorrow. Hope everybody had a great week so far.